Content creation today forces a bizarre competition. On side, you have these massive, heavy, highly funded productions. On the other, a creator with a smartphone and a zero-budget idea. They are fighting for the exact same audience. Look at the top of the short-form charts. You see creators who spend days working to render visual illusions. They treat their channel like a high-end brand, meticulously engineering every frame just to capture 1 billion views. Then you look right next to them on the charts. You find a creator dominating the exact same space by peeling a banana or opening a door. 10 seconds of filming, hundreds of millions of views. If you are investing your time or your capital into platform growth, you have to answer a practical question. Which strategy actually gives you the return you need? Hitting viral scale doesn't happen by accident. It requires a deliberate choice between two specific models: optimizing for flawless watch time loops or maximizing low-friction volume. This quadrant chart maps effort against views. The x-axis measures 0 to 100 plus production hours, scaling to 2 billion views vertically. Top left, agile videos prove minimal time yields massive views. Top right, engineered VFX loops cross 1 billion views. Crucially, the middle ground is completely empty. Because success is concentrated exclusively at the extreme edges of this chart, you have to run a strict ROI analysis. You need to know exactly which edge your resources belong on before you start filming. Let's break down the first edge, the agile strategy. It relies entirely on remixing cultural momentum. You aren't creating original concepts. You are reacting to what is already working. Operationally, this requires zero pre-production. You exploit native platform features like duets and lean heavily into instant, universally recognizable physical comedy. Because the friction is so low, you can publish at massive volume. This guarantees constant algorithmic testing and keeps your channel immediately relevant to daily trends. The trade-off is severe. You build no defensible intellectual property. Your connection to the audience is fragile, based entirely on a fleeting reaction rather than original storytelling. Yet the algorithmic pull is so strong that traditional, high-budget media figures utilize this exact zero-budget meta format for massive, instant reach. The agile approach is a pure volume play. You are explicitly trading long-term brand equity for cheap, immediate distribution. If you invest heavy effort instead, your entire strategy hinges on one metric: average view duration. Some creators exploit this metric by artificially elongating a payoff. They take a 23-hour drawing project, condense it, and drag out the final reveal as long as possible. On paper, this works. It tricks algorithms into registering deep engagement metrics for a single video, pushing it out to a massive audience. But if that withheld payoff doesn't strictly justify the wait, the audience feels manipulated. The next time your content appears on their feed, they will instinctively swipe past it. Hacking watch time through artificial elongation is a toxic investment. You sacrifice long-term channel trust for a short-term statistical spike. The apex of the platform operates differently. The engineered loop is the only format consistently capable of crossing the 1 billion view threshold. The inputs are grueling: intensive scripting, perfectly matched audio, and days of seamless post-production editing. The mechanical goal? Trick viewers into watching the exact same video multiple times without realizing the sequence has restarted. When executed correctly, retention data stacks on itself. The algorithm is mathematically forced to push it infinitely, resulting in an exponential growth curve. The risk in this strategy is absolute. A single mismatched frame or a tiny audio pop shatters the illusion. The moment the viewer spots the edit, they leave, and your high-budget project is reduced to standard metrics. The engineered loop is the ultimate high-stakes gamble. It offers total algorithmic dominance, but leaves absolutely zero margin for technical error. Let's look at this decision flowchart to map out your actual resources. Success requires matching your internal production infrastructure to one of these two extreme models. If you are a solo creator or a budget-conscious brand, speed is your advantage. You have to abandon perfection and follow the agile playbook down to the letter. If you are a well-funded agency or a highly technical creative, you follow the other path. You have the capital and the skill, so you must invest entirely in precision. The trap lies in crossing these lines. If a solo creator tries to build massive VFX sequences on a phone, or an agency spends thousands of dollars to film low-end meta reactions, failure is guaranteed. Creator burnout rarely happens simply from working hard. It happens when you deploy an expensive strategy with a cheap infrastructure, or vice versa. Ultimately, the algorithm is an emotionless math equation. It only evaluates retention data. It does not care how hard you worked. Spending a massive budget on a production does not entitle you to views, and uploading a 10-second reaction isn't lazy if it successfully triggers the math. Stop trying to emulate creators whose resources you don't share. Pick the framework that matches your specific constraints, execute it ruthlessly, and respect the math of the platform.